Hi everyone, hope you're doing great, and I hope you understood the last lecture. This may we discuss Flexbox. So today we'll discuss more properties related to Flexbox like FlexGrow, FlexStream, and many more. So let's get right into it.
So these are the topics which you're going to discuss today. Let's get right into it. So I'll just create a index.html file quickly, no HTML file, and a style.css file. Right. So these properties, flex grow, flex shrink, align self, align content, these all properties are item specific properties. We have a container to which we apply all the tags like flex related tags, like let's say display flex, align items, justify content, and then we have these properties which are applied on specific items. Right. Let me just quickly show the demonstration, but first let me just click complete the boilerplate code. Right. So we have imported style.css and imported this index like css file. Let me just create a container class here, container, and inside this container I'll be having div tags, actually 5 div tags of class item. Right. So I'm having 5 div tags of class item. First div tag will contain 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, 5. Right. Okay. I would also like to give this these div tags another class. So item, right? Item, and then the number of the item. And item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4, item 5. Right. So this item class has been given to all of these div tags, and this item class is acts as a, you can say, unique ID. We can also use the ID property here. I can give ID here as item 1 or item 2, but right now I'm just considering it as a class only. Right. So okay, so let's go to style.css, and before that let me just zoom it in a little bit and I'll just share the screen. So you can see this is the live share, and this is how the file is looking right now. I'll just add some basic properties. First is of course margin 0, and box sizing border box. Okay. Oh, all right. Now what I need to do is, let's just create a container, give the properties container, so the container class, and I want to give it a height of 100 vh and a width of 100 vw, which is viewport width. This container is actually now including the whole web page. Right. Let's just give it a background color of blue, or let's just say sky blue again, sky blue. Right. And this is it. Okay, so we can of course give some div property display properties here, but we'll first give some properties to item. Right. So item is the class which is applied to all of these items which are present in the container class. Okay, so I want, for each item I want the background the height to be, let's say, 200 pixels. Right. And the width to be 200 pixels as well. Right. And I also want, you can see these have now like placed like this. Let's just reduce a little bit. Let's just say 100 pixels. This looks a bit fine to me. Right. And here I'll just add I'll just give background color to different this. So item 1 should have some background color, so background color let's say blue. Right. Blue. Okay. And similarly I'll repeat this for all the 5 items. Right. So item 2, item 3, 4 and 5. Okay, item 2 will be having red color, item 3 will be having yellow color, item 4 will be having green color, item 5 will be having what, let's just say gray color. Okay, so these are all the items which are right now. Okay, so so let me just give the container class display flex, and let's just dive into the properties which we're going to discuss today. So all right, so flex grow property. Right, let's just discuss flex grow property first. Let me just reduce the width, or I can just increase the size. Right, so let me just do this, and to the item 1 only. Right, this class is on the item 1, which is the box with 1 written in it. Right, I'll just give it a flex grow of 0. Nothing happened. Right, this is the property which is having a default value of 0. So every item will be having a default value of 0. If I give it 1, see what happens. It is actually covering the rest of the space. right? It is actually covering the rest of the space, and other items are limited to their width values, right? If I give flex grow property to item number 2 and I give it as 1, so both of these are having 1 flex grow, and by default item 3, 4 and 5 are having flex grow 0. So you can see that this is actually acting as like 0, and the width is 0 times, and this the width is more than like 0 times, basically twice the width, right? So 1 and 2, the width of 1 and 2 will remain the same, you can see here, right? Although you can see the size, you can say the size of them will remain the same, 1 1, right? If I give flex grow 2 to item number 2, item number 2 will grow a little bit larger than item number 1, and item number 1, since it's having flex grow 1, which is greater than 0, which is taken up by other items, it is larger than other items, right? So this is the property flex grow. You can dynamically adjust your website, adjust your content of your website according to your need. If I want this block, if I shrink this, you can also see like 2 remains, 2 still, like 2 like it has shrink now, and flex grow property is not applying. If the widths are greater than, right now also all of them are having the same size, right, same widths, right? If I increase it and the width of the viewport, or you can say container, is actually greater than 100 pixel, you can see, then it will start to grow, and this is how flex grow property will act. Okay, so this is about flex grow property. It actually grows the element if there's extra space, right, according to the value given to the flex grow property. Flex shrink property. Okay, so let me just give to the item 3, I'll just give it a flex shrink of 1. Okay, when I shrink this, when I decrease the height of, like, you can say width of the web page, you can see all of these are shrinking, right, to adjust the web page. All of these are shrinking. If I say flex shrink is equal to 0 here, I'll just say flex shrink is equal to 0 here, and I'll try to shrink now, and flex shrink is applied only on item 3. As you can see, I'm shrinking. You can see 3 is maintaining its width, it is not shrinking, it is refraining from shrinking, right? So I have given flex shrink is equal to 0, so 3 is actually not shrinking now. Okay, so default value of flex shrink is is occupied by every block, which is 1. So if I give it 1, so it will shrink normal as everyone else is doing, right? If I give it 0, it will stop shrinking, right? If 3, the item 3 will stop shrinking. If I give value 2, this block 3 will shrink more than others. You can see 2, 1, 4 and 5 are actually having a larger width than 3, so it is twice, it is shrinking twice as fast as the other blocks, right? So this is the thing which we need to consider, right? So this is about flex shrink property. Let's just see another property, align self, right? Let me just also let's just remove this flex shrink property here, and I'll just give the container align items center, which will align them vertically, because display flex direction is currently row, and flex align item is perpendicular, aligns the item in the perpendicular axis. So align items will actually align the items on the vertical axis. Okay, justify content center. Okay, so now these blocks are centralized on the web page, correct? If I want this block 2 to be here, right, on the top, what I can do, I can go to item 2 div tag, and I can uniquely identify that class, or you can say selector, and I'll just give it a align self of flex start. You can see 2 has broken the general align items and has acquired its own align items, right, which is flex start, correct? And I want 4 to go downwards, so item, and at item 4 I will just give align items flex end, right? Align self. So he'll align self. So these are the properties you give to the items. These all properties are given to the container to which the display flex is being applied, and these properties are given to the items which you want to specify the properties, right? I'll just remove this, and let's just discuss the next property. So align content property. This property is a little bit tricky to understand. I'll just do one thing. I'll just give it a display flex wrap, right? Wrap of, let's say, wrap, correct? Now if I shrink this, you all know that the items will wrap around. So they will not overflow, they will wrap around, correct? So I'll keep the web page like this only. And if I give here, like if I okay, so we are having align content. This actually occurs on the container only. So if I give align content, it's just like justify content but for vertical axis, right? If I give align content of center, right, center, you can see all of these items have been aligned vertically in the center, right? Correct. If I give start, they'll all go on the top, or I can also give flex start, both are the same thing. If I give it flex end, they'll go at the bottom. And this property is, you can see, applied here also. So these are actually like coming on the bottom of the web page, right? So this is it. This is about the lecture, and I hope you understood these internal properties. Although while building the project we'll also be using these properties, so we'll be making sure that we use these concepts also there, right? And hopefully now you understand these basic concepts, and hopefully you're able to apply them in the project with me. Okay, so thank you for tuning into this video, and hope you're liking the videos, and until next time, keep coding.